सो हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। ये स्टोरी एक्चुअली में इंग्लिश में है तो कुछ लोगों को पसंद नहीं भी आती होगी, लेकिन अगर आप ये स्टोरी देख रहे हो तो आपको पसंद आ रही है या नहीं आ रही है, प्लीज़ कमेंट कर देना। तब ना पता चलेगा यार कि ये स्टोरी मैं अपलोड करूँ या ना करूँ। तो आप लोगों का टाइम वेस्ट ना करते हुए मैं अपनी स्टोरी को स्टार्ट करती हूँ। लेट्स गो।
Smiling after recalling her sexual preference and her love standing before her, Bree moved her face to kiss the lips of Madhu. And suddenly, Bree's phone started ringing, and they got distracted. They both looked at each other and giggled, blushing. The phone was still ringing. "Don't you want to see who is on the phone?" Madhu mumbled, looking down in shyness. That distracted Bree's gaze at her lips. Bree smiled and went to the phone, which was lying on the couch. It was a call from home. Bree thought it must be Betty's call to remind lunchtime. She answered the call, and as expected, it was Betty, who asked her what time she was coming home. Bree said she won't be coming home till night. That brought a smile on Madhu's face. Madhu went into the kitchen, remembering the coffee that she had kept for heating in the microwave. Bree followed her, leaning to the platform. "Don't make anything. We will order food from outside. I don't want you to waste time in the kitchen." With a romantic gaze, she said. "It is a coffee that you brought," Madhu said, taking out the glasses from the oven. Bree smiled and didn't care for the coffee, as all her attention was on hot Madhu, not hot coffee. She went close to Madhu, and Madhu shyly leaned to the kitchen platform behind her. Bree kept her hands on the platform, covering Madhu from both the sides, and whispered, "Forget it." "So, where were we?" Madhu shyly looked down. "You are as sweet as the meaning of your name, Madhu," Brianna mumbled. Madhu shyly tried to escape by pushing her hands, but she couldn't with the strong hold of Brianna. "And you are as strong as the meaning of your name," Madhu mumbled softly. "I will leave you after tasting the madhu from your lips," saying Bree smiled romantically. Hearing that, Madhu widened her eyes and looked at her with a smile, wondering how come she had said that Indian filmy dialogue. Taking a chance, Bree moved her face towards her. Madhu closed her eyes with her move, and they kissed each other. It was a long kiss. Brianna slowly moved her face back after kissing Madhu for a couple of minutes and whispered, "Wow." Madhu couldn't lift her face, which went red in shyness. Smiling, Bree hugged her, holding by her waist, and Madhu hugged her back tightly. Love was in the air, and there was no space for air between them. Bree kissed her neck again and whispered, "I love you, Madhu." "I love you too, Bree," Madhu whispered, and hid her face in Bree's embrace. Their breath was fast and heartbeats were still pounding. "I think we should order some food, as I'm starving for you and food, both. And I know I can only have the second option right now," Bree whispered, controlling her lust over Madhu. Madhu got separated from her, shyness filled on her face. Bree scratched her forehead, blushing at her, and took out her mobile from pocket and ordered food. Madhu excused her and went to the washroom as she couldn't face Bree due to shyness. Meanwhile, at Bree's home, after disconnecting the call of Bree, Betty got worried about Bree's changed behavior. She had an idea that there is more than a friendship between Bree and Madhu. Previously, when Bree first kissed Madhu, back then, Betty entered Bree's room and both the girls were behaving odd that time. Bree's stare at Madhu at the party and Bree's stay at Madhu's home for the entire day, all these things were the reason for Betty to think about Bree and Madhu's relationship. She had all the emotional rights over Bree as Nancy never questioned her loyalty for Bree. But it was also the duty of Betty to inform about Bree and her new emotional relationship to Nancy. She wasn't sure about the truth of her thoughts. so she decided to stay quiet again after running her thoughts in her mind. Madhu's home. Until the food arrived, Madhu and Bree enjoyed each other's stare, hand-holding, caressing, and soft kisses while having casual talks. Bree couldn't take off her eyes and hands from Madhu, and Madhu enjoyed the closeness of Bree. When the food arrived, they had lunch together, sharing each other's bites. Although Bree saw many movies on lesbian intercourse in those days, after realizing her identity, but she didn't wish to rush for any intimacy with Madhu without her wish. For Madhu, it was all new. She had no idea what and how to proceed in her special love. She was still shivering on every move of Bree and never knew what all would happen in her special relationship. Like Bree, she didn't dare to watch any such movies of her love type. But one thing was sure in her heart and mind, that she was going crazy for Bree. After the food, they decided to watch some series, and this time Bree played a couple of Women Love Women English series scenes. Madhu blushed in the arms of Bree, watching every romantic scene, and Bree kissed her head, smiling at her innocence. They spent hours till night watching many popular series scenes. In the night, when Bree got ready to leave, Madhu got upset. Bree hugged her tightly. Madhu, your innocence, love, beauty, everything is dragging me towards you. Try to understand. If I stay here, I may lose control in the night. And trust me, I don't want to hurry on anything without your wish, she whispered, lifting her face, holding her chin, and she blinked with smile. Madhu blushed and hid her face in the embrace of Bree again. After kissing once again, Bree left Madhu's apartment. Madhu stood on the door to see off her love. Bree went to the lift. Pushing the button, she came back running to Madhu and hugged her tightly once again and caressed her face with a smile. Madhu closed her eyes in that lovely touch of Bree. In the meanwhile, the lift came, and Bree walked towards it with a hard heart, waving hand to Madhu. Madhu loved Bree from the bottom of her heart, but she wasn't ready for any further moves. She knew that Bree had to leave that night, as in the closeness of Bree, she also felt that she may lose control. She was sad to see off her love, as well as happy that her love understands her feelings without any words and respects them. The way Bree took care of Madhu that day with love and care, she felt like she was the luckiest person in the whole world to get a family which pampers her on one side, and Bree, her love, who cares and loves her so much on the other side. Sometimes that thought of love also made her fear of losing everything. She came inside and started missing Bree. She felt her presence everywhere in her house. She went to the kitchen to clean the platform and remembered her kiss. Her hold, touch, and kiss gave her thousands of butterflies in her stomach. She blushed and cleaned the kitchen. She went to the living room to keep her laptop aside and remembered watching all the movies and series with Bree. She first time saw those series and blushed again and again, recalling Bree and her romance. Clearing all the mess, she went to the washroom, got fresh, and came to her room and lied on her bed, missing Bree beside her. She thought that she should have stopped Bree that night to stay over with her. Her emotions for Bree were going strong. She took her phone and dialed her number, but disconnected immediately, thinking that she might be still in the car and Charlie might hear their conversation. Madhu sent her text. "You left a few minutes ago and I'm missing you already." Bree was in the car thinking about Madhu. She was going crazy in the memory of a gorgeous, sweet, innocent girlfriend. That smile didn't vanish even for a fraction of a second from her face, remembering Madhu. She thought of texting her and took out the phone. Meanwhile, Madhu's WhatsApp message notification beeped. She smiled and opened it. Reading that, she felt like going back to her. She replied, "I can't stop thinking about you either. You are driving me crazy, my love." Madhu was eagerly waiting for her message after the blue tick when Bree was typing. Reading her message, she blushed and rolled over on her bed, holding a pillow in her arms. Reading the word, my love, made her shy. She messaged her back, and there they kept on chatting with each other until Bree reached her house. Nancy came home at the same time when Bree entered the house. She wondered seeing Bree coming home from outside. Bree told her that she was with Madhu since morning. Nancy felt happy that she became outgoing once again and in good company of Madhu. Nancy and Glenn, Bree's stepfather, asked her to join them for dinner, but Bree excused them, saying she already ate and went to her room. She was so happy that she didn't even have that disappointment of seeing her stepfather like before. She raced the steps to her room upstairs. Immediately after going inside the room, she locked the door and called Madhu. You reached home? Madhu asked softly after receiving her call. Yes, my love, Bree said in a stylish way, lying on the bed. Madhu blushed hearing her lovely words in her sweet voice. Biting her lips, she said, Bree, and paused after taking her name with no words. Yes, Bree asked, waiting for her line. There was no answer from her for a couple of seconds. Madhu was blushing with no words, thinking about Bree. Madhu, Bree called her name. Madhu mumbled. I want to tell you something, Bree said. I am all ears, Madhu smiled, lying on the bed. Bree wanted to be honest with Madhu about her past, but she couldn't say it all that day, as remembering her past always ruined her mood, and she did not wish to spoil her lovely moments with her love. And she thought she should tell her all what is hiding in her heart. All my friends had partners since the age of 15. I was single till the age of 18. I was busy helping my mom in business. When I was 18, Mom got married and I didn't like my new family. In the meanwhile, my classmate Ethan proposed to me on homecoming. He was a baseball champ in college. All the girls wanted to be with him and he asked me. I accepted his proposal. But after having my first sexual intercourse with him, I didn't feel anything in that relationship, rather than pain in my abdomen. I broke up with him. Later, I made 6 boyfriends, but never felt anything with them, and broke up sooner or later. In depression, I got addicted to alcohol when I was 20. I hardly had intercourse with my boyfriends. I had it only with 3 boys for a couple of times each. In all, 7 of them. Truth is, I never liked having physical relationship with those boys. I never knew why. You must be wondering why I'm saying all this to you now. Bree paused. No, I'm listening to you. I never felt to dig into your life with your boyfriends before. I respect your privacy. I love you the way you are, and honestly, I don't care for your past. But I am happy that you are telling me all your heart felt, Madhu said honestly. Bree smiled. I know, but I don't want to hide anything from you. So, just due to anger on my mother, I made boyfriends, but never felt for them. Point is, you changed everything in my life. For the first time in my life, with you, I realized the feeling of love. And today, I loved touching you. Your soft touch worked like a miracle in my mind and heart. Now I know why I didn't like boys' touch. 'Cause I am gay. And moreover, I'm really happy that I'm in love with you. Bree paused. Madhu was listening to her talk. Now she was more sure that Bree was totally in love with her the same way she was loving her. Do you want to ask something? Bree asked to break the silence. No need to ask anything. You answered all my questions without even asking, Madhu said, and Bree smiled. You know what? I'm feeling like coming back to you and hold you tightly in my arms, Bree said. Madhu blushed as she was also wishing the same. And Madhu whispered to hear more from her. Bree understood that she was loving her romantic conversation. She smiled and continued. And kissing you all over again, just like in the afternoon. Madhu. She paused, remembering the soft touch of Madhu. Madhu mumbled, imagining her love. I am all alone in my room and getting intimate ideas, imagining you. Bree bit her tongue, saying the truth. Till now, she didn't say such words to anybody. Hearing that, Madhu hid her face under her pillow in shyness. She got a tickle in her stomach. Madhu, Bree called her name, thinking whether Madhu felt awkward. I'm listening, Madhu whispered. Bree sighed with a smile as Madhu liked her lines. I want to have a romantic chat with you all night, naughty and sexy, Bree smiled. Madhu blushed. Her smile wasn't going away from her face, thinking what all she could say. I am up all night for you. However, your thought is not letting me sleep. Okay, so are you ready for it? Bree asked stylishly to begin the naughty talk. It was new for Bree as well. She never spoke any such naughty talks with her ex-boyfriends. She always had a casual talk, and most of the time she fought with them over the phone. But one thing, you should stop it when I ask you, Madhu blushed. Aye, ma'am, I will stop on phone as well as in person, Bree smirked and paused with her kinky comment. Madhu didn't reply as she was busy shying all the time. Bree continued. Okay, can I do the video call? I want to see you when you answer me, Bree asked. No, please, I can't face you. I will die in shyness, Madhu requested, blushing. Oh, you will kill me one day with your shyness, honey, Bree said, and Madhu smiled on the other side, biting her lips. Okay, here is my only question. I know you haven't seen any those kind of movies, but do you know what all happens in our case? Bree asked with pauses, smirking. No, Madhu uttered softly, smiling on the phone. I will not tell you the details either, cause we will do it all in person. Bree smirked shyly. You are naughty, Madhu said in fake anger. Bree smiled. Madhu, I want to tell you one thing. I will love you all the time till my last breath. I will always take care of you. I want to make you mine forever. I can't stop to be with you all the time and grow old with you, honey. Bree smiled emotionally. Tears were filled in her eyes in the love of Madhu. Madhu realized her emotions with her tone. She got emotional too. Bree, she called her name. Bree said. I am making a video call, saying Madhu disconnected her call and made a video call. Bree smiled and picked her call in the first ring. They saw each other and observed the love-filled tears in each other's eyes. Bree, some things I couldn't tell you today. Ever since I met you, something always pulled me towards you. My eyes searched for you in class whenever I entered the class. Although it is bitter past, but trust me, I felt bad and was angry at Joe, who made you go through all that initially. I couldn't concentrate in class when you were ever absent. In the canteen as well, I used to check on you. Shyly looked down. I always controlled my emotions, thinking it was all weird. And the day when the professor made you my partner, I was so happy that I felt like dancing. I was waiting for you madly on Diwali night. I couldn't stop staring at you that night. Even in class, I used to stare at you many times without your consent. Biting her lips, shying. I loved your company in college, outside or at your home, and will always love it. I thought you were my best friend, who I never had before. But in the last few days, I realized that shying, it was not friendship. It was more than that. Brianna Miller, I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I will love you forever. I want to be only yours. I don't know what our future will be, but when I think of my future, I think of you. She smiled, shy, by hiding her face under the pillow. Bree blushed hearing all that. Madhu, every word of yours and every second I'm seeing you is increasing my desire for you like a bursting lava in the volcano. I so damn want to hold you and kiss you all over again and again and make love to you, baby, she said, grinding her teeth in the temptation of her flowing emotions. Madhu blushed again, hearing her. They chatted the whole night, showing love for each other. It was 5 in the morning when they saw the time. Madhu's eyes became fluffy. She was never awake till that time ever in her life. She woke up at that time during festivals and to study during her exams back in India. Bree stayed awake many times till morning. She used to study in the night and slept in the morning hours. During parties, she stayed up till morning. Bree saw the tiredness in Madhu's eyes. You should take some sleep now, she said, caring for her. Madhu felt the care and warmth of Bree's love. They disconnected the call after greeting each other. Bree slept in the same clothes which she wore the entire day, as they had the scent of Madhu in them.